Welcome back, traveler. Our journey through the lands and provinces of the Empire has been full of adventures, and today we journey into the vast, sun-soaked plains of Averland, a province where tradition and valor ride side by side. Known for its legendary horses, fearless cavalry, and fertile farmlands, Averland is the Empire's agricultural heart, and so much more. Amongst other things, Averland is home to Blackfire Pass, the place where the God-King Sigmar himself won one of his greatest victories by uniting the tribes of men under one banner and founding the Empire as we know it today.
Volkmar's frown!
In this episode, we explore the vibrant province of Averland, known for its sun-drenched plains, famed cattle, and rolling vineyards producing both celebrated and notorious wines. Join us at the Equestrian festival that highlights Averland's rich cultural heritage. However, danger lurks as a Greenskin raid disrupts the festivities, thrusting me and others into a life-threatening battle. Witness the bravery of Averland's military as they fight the Greenskins, their ever-encroaching enemy. As I bid farewell to the markets and grand halls of Reichland, I set my course towards Averland, a province famed for its wide-open plains, fertile farmlands, and unparalleled cavalry. I'm eager to explore the province, as well as attend the Equestrian festival I was invited to. The festival was set to begin in just a few days, so I had time to settle in and explore the surroundings for a while. My journey took me through green hills and vast grasslands, where the wind carried the scent of blooming wildflowers and distant stables. The change in landscape was immediate and striking, a departure from the dense forests and busy riverbanks of Reichland into a land where the horizon stretched far, and the skies seemed bigger and clearer. Unlike many of the Empire's provinces, which are cloaked in the dense, shadowy area of the Great Forest, Averland is a land of sunlit plains. These vast open fields stretch from the northwest to the southeast, nestled between the waters of the Upper Reich, the Aver, and the Blue Reach rivers. Beyond the rivers, Averland's plains gradually rise towards the heart of the province, where the old Dwarf Road intersects with the Agerbeiten Road near the town of Heideck. The interior is dotted with small tenant villages, scattered across the expansive fiefs owned by the rural nobility. In the western and central regions, the noble families primarily focus on raising Averland's renowned longhorn cattle, tending to their vast herds throughout the year. Each season, they drive the cattle to the bustling stockyards of Averheim and Loningbrook, where the livestock are prepared for slaughter and export, fueling the province's agricultural economy. One particularity is that many nobles are proud of taking their quality cattle to their end, knowing they have procured the best for them through their lifetime and will make some of the best products, thanks to their efforts and care. The province's main exports are cattle, leather goods, fine porcelain, and wine. In the southern and eastern regions of Averland, the rugged plains transition to lush vineyards, where the land is more favorable for growing grapes than in the west. Here, estates either produce their own wine or send their grapes to nearby towns, where brokers sell them to local winemakers. Averland boasts a variety of wines, from the refined Grenzstädter wine, prized in Marienburg for its fashionable appeal, to the more infamous Loningbrook ruby wine, a cheaper option produced quickly, and that happens to be very popular among beggars from Nuln to Karabag. Averlanders are known for wearing their hearts on their sleeves, unafraid to express their emotions openly, whether they're filled with joy, sorrow, or anger. If a funeral strikes them as amusing, they won't hesitate to chuckle in front of anyone there, and if someone crosses them as rude, they'll voice their displeasure without hesitation. However, this bold honesty has its flip side. At times, Averlanders can be fickle, prone to changing their minds at a moment's notice. Superstitions, particularly astrology, hold a powerful sway over the people. Merchants are known to abandon a deal entirely if they believe the stars weren't aligned, or the timing was cursed by bad luck. Averheim is the capital city of the province, strategically located in the southern part of the province along the River Aver, near the Black Mountains. The city is renowned for its bustling stockyards where the province's celebrated cattle are traded. Averheim plays a vital role in the economy, with annual cattle drives culminating at its markets, while also exporting other goods. Culturally, the city reflects a blend of sophisticated urban life and rustic traditions associated with cattle herding, housing both refined nobles and rugged cattle lords, who lead their herds to market. Militarily, it serves as the headquarters for Averland's forces, and is home to the elite von Kragsberg Guard, recruited and trained by the von Kragsberg family. Overall, Averheim embodies the dual nature of Averland itself, a harmonious blend of agricultural tradition and imperial sophistication, playing a crucial role in both the economic and political landscape of the empire. After 2 days of travel through Averland's sun-drenched plains and the city streets of Averheim, the day of the much-anticipated festival finally arrived, a grand showcase of the province's equestrian mastery. The invitation I received from the Reichsguard had promised a display of Averland's finest horses, and as I entered the festival grounds, I was not disappointed. The air buzzed with excitement, the scent of fresh hay and spiced meats mixing with the sound of hooves striking the earth. The wine tasting was very good too, with exquisite flavors that danced on my tongue and lifted the spirits of everyone that attended. All around me, proud Averlanders in their bright flowing garments mingled with nobles and soldiers, admiring the magnificence of the steeds. Stalls lined the edges, offering wine, fine crafts, and the unmistakable roar of the crowds as knights mounted their horses for the grand joust. The energy was palpable. This was more than just a celebration of horses. It was a celebration of Averland's heart and spirit, alive with tradition and fierce pride. As I strolled through the festival, I nearly walked past a familiar face without recognizing him at first. It was Captain Eric Hauer, a friend from my younger years, now clad in the unmistakable livery of Averland's army. His weathered face broke into a wide grin as we clasped hands, exchanging stories of old times. After the pleasantries, Eric's tone grew a bit more serious. He began to speak of the Averland army.
You know, my old friend, discipline isn't just a word to us. It's something hammered into our bones from years defending against greenskin raids and other nasty things crawling out of those cursed mountains. We don't get much rest here, even in peace. Every soldier, pikeman, pistolers, all of them, has to be tough as the land they stand on. Resilience is our currency out here. Even when things are quiet, you feel it in the air. The next battle is never far off, but we're always ready.
Captain Hauer continued, and I listened, trying to learn more about the famed army of this province. His eyes flickered with pride. The Averland army typically includes a variety of infantry units, such as handgunners and spearmen. The army is easily recognizable by its yellow and black color scheme, which reflects the province's heraldry. The Knights of the Blazing Sun are a prominent unit in Averland, known for their distinctive yellow armor and powerful cavalry charges. They are a secular knightly order, known for their martial prowess and dedication to the protection of the Empire, and they play a significant role in the army's tactics, providing mobility and shock value in battles against the enemies of the province or the Empire as a whole.
The Knights of the Blazing Sun are a small, elite order of Templars devoted to the study and mastery of the science and art of warfare. These fervent followers of Meridia value ability and accomplishment over all other factors, including noble birth. It is because of this that the Order has grown into prosperity, attracting the finest military minds under its banner. A Knight of the Blazing Sun's primary goal is to obtain perfection in the art of war. As such, they travel the old world individually, seeking battle both large and small. A warband with the Knight of the Blazing Sun at its head is a potent force capable of dealing with opponents with a level of cunning that ensures victory before the battle is even joined.
These knights often participate in tournaments and martial displays that showcase their skills, further solidifying their reputation as one of the most prestigious knightly orders in the Empire. Like many Imperial armies, Averland also fields artillery units, which can include cannons and mortars to support infantry, and cavalry during engagements, and these have proven effective in many battles in the province's history. Averland forces often employ a balanced approach, combining ranged attacks with strong infantry lines and mobile cavalry to outmaneuver opponents. Their strategies may vary depending on the enemy faced and the battlefield itself. The province's culture influences its military practices, with local nobility often involved in raising cattle alongside their military duties. This agricultural background contributes to the province's economy and sustains its military efforts. The army historically has been led by the Elector Count of Averland, who plays a crucial role in both military and political matters within the province. This leadership is essential for maintaining order and readiness among the troops. Count Marius Leitdorf, often referred to as the Mad Count, was the last Elector Count of Averland. His rule was characterized by eccentric behavior and a tumultuous reign. He was known for his erratic and unpredictable nature, which earned him the nickname Mad. His leadership style often led to controversial decisions and strained relations with other nobles. Few men can claim to have waged wars against forests, battled swarms of bees, or faced down fishmen born of half-forgotten dreams. Yet, this is precisely why Marius Leitdorf, the infamous Mad Count, earned his reputation. Marius was a man of unpredictable extremes, a figure as flamboyant as he was volatile. His fiery outbursts could shake a courtier's composure, while his sudden plunges into dark melancholy left even his closest allies unsure of what to expect. The tales of his erratic behavior, from explosive fits of rage to moments of bizarre clarity, became legendary, cementing him as one of Averland's most eccentric and unforgettable rulers. Despite his outlandish reputation, Marius Leitdorf was far more than just a madman in colourful garb. He possessed a sharp intellect that many overlooked. Known for his poetic prowess and recognized as an inventor of notable talent, Leitdorf's eccentricity masked a mind of great depth. On the battlefield, he was not only a skilled swordsman, but also a brilliant military tactician, leading his troops from the front with fearless actions. His daring, bordering on madness, led to numerous victories that many others would have deemed impossible. The Elector Count was also known for being one of the bravest and one of the most determined amongst his peers. Even the Emperor Karl Franz himself considered him one of his most loyal Elector Counts. In the year 2519 of the Imperial calendar, as orcs threatened Averland, Marius recognized that his provincial army was inadequately prepared to confront the Greenskin horde. He called upon Emperor Karl Franz and the Imperial army from Reichland for assistance. This led to the Third Battle of Blackfire Pass in 2520 IC, where Marius played a pivotal role in confronting the Orc forces. During this battle, Count Marius Leitdorf was slain by Vorgaz Ironjaw, although he managed to inflict damage to the Orc and saved the Emperor in the heat of the battle before his death. Following his fall, Emperor Karl Franz avenged him by killing the Orc warlord shortly thereafter. Marius' death marked a significant moment in Averland's history, leading to a vacancy in the position of Elector Count, while many claimants currently fight for the title of Elector Count of the province. Averland bears the proud yet heavy burden of safeguarding the legendary Blackfire Pass, a crucial mountain pass curved through the World's Edge Mountains, leading to the Badlands and beyond. It was here, centuries ago, that the God-King Sigmar Heldenhammer secured his most glorious and decisive victory over the rampaging Greenskin hordes, cementing his place as the founder of the Empire. On that day, the warrior king united the tribes of men under one banner, and with the dwarfs as allies under the banner of High King Kurgan Ironbeard, they defeated the vast Greenskins horde led by warlord Urgluk Bloodfang. To this day, the echoes of that ancient battle still resonate, and Averland's defenders remain ever vigilant, burning as a raging fire against the dangers that may emerge from those shadowed lands. As we have learned, the threat of greenskins in Averland is a constant shadow looming over the province. From their hidden stronghold deep in the Black Mountains and beyond the notorious Blackfire Pass, these savage orcs and goblins regularly descend in brutal raids. Averland's fertile lands and open plains make it a prime target for these marauders, who plunder villages, slaughter livestock, and terrorize the countryside, often for the pure sake of battle. The people of Averland, however, have grown hardy and resilient. Every town has its watchman, and every village has a militia ready to defend their homes. The Averland military, famed for its discipline and fierce cavalry, remains ever vigilant. I had been enjoying the peaceful countryside of Averland, learning about the province and the threats they constantly face, while taking in the sprawling plains and gentle rolling hills, when that serenity was suddenly shattered. A distant horn blared. I knew something was wrong. Farmers abandoned their fields and herders gathered their cattle, all rushing towards the safety of nearby villages. I stood frozen, uncertain of what was happening, until I heard the unmistakable roar of orcs and the shrill cackling of goblins. A greenskin raid. From the hills came a horde of green-skinned brutes charging down towards us. My heart raced as I scrambled for cover, darting behind a small copse of trees. I was no warrior. I knew there would be no fending them off if they found me. I could hear their guttural cries growing louder by the second. I had just enough time to realize how dire my situation was before I felt the impact. An arrow, crudely fashioned, struck me. I looked and realized I had taken an arrow to the knee. The pain was immediate, blinding, and I stumbled to the ground, clutching the wound. I could hear the greenskins closing in, their savage laughter echoing in my ears as darkness began to creep in around the edges of my vision. And then from the horizon, the thundering hooves of Averland's cavalry broke through the chaos. The ground trembled beneath them as the heavy armored horsemen charged, their famed steeds barreling into the greenskins with the fury of a storm. Footmen followed in their wake, forming ranks and driving back the raiders with disciplined precision. The clash of steel and the crack of gunpowder filled the air as the tide of battle turned. I was barely conscious, my vision blurred, but I could see the greenskins being repelled, retreating back into the hills from which they had come, leaving many of them behind. Strong hands lifted me from the ground, and I was placed on a wooden stretcher, the pain in my knee throbbing with each movement. The faces of Averland soldiers surrounded me as they carried me to safety. I awoke to the soft murmur of voices and the distant clatter of pots and pans. The scent of herbal remedies and fresh linens greeted me, and it took a moment to gather my bearings. I was no longer on the bloodied fields of Averland, but resting in a place of healing, a small secluded haven known as the Hall of the Golden Sun. This establishment was renowned for its skilled healers, a sanctuary for soldiers, travelers, and those wounded in the defense of the province. My knee throbbed, tightly bandaged, but the pain had dulled, thanks to the careful ministration of the staff. I lay there in silence for some time, my thoughts drifting to the chaos of the Greenskin raid, the charge of Averland's cavalry, and how close I had come to meeting my end. It was a strange sensation, having faced danger head-on and survived by mere fortune. As Captain Eric Hauer stood by my bedside, he gave me a firm nod, his voice steady but laced with the grit of a man who had seen too many battles.
You were lucky, my dear friend. Greenskins don't leave many with stories to tell. But here in Averland, we learn to fight back harder than they can hit. You rest up. Next time, maybe you won't be so lucky. But we'll be ready for whatever comes, just as we always are.
As the days passed and my strength returned, I found myself contemplating my next steps. I had come to Averland with curiosity and a desire to attend the festival and learn about the province, but now, as I looked out the small window of my room at the sun-soaked plains, I realized it was time to return home. The comforts of Nuln, my beloved city in the heart of Wissenland, called to me. There I could recover fully and perhaps even write about my experiences, offering new insight into the people and lands I had encountered across the Empire. With a sigh, I made up my mind. The road back to Nuln awaited me, and though my time in Averland had been filled with pleasant experiences and unexpected dangers, it had also been a journey of discovery. It was time to bid farewell to this province and make my way back to the familiar streets and bustling life of Wissenland. There, I would begin anew. If you're eager to explore another fascinating province within the Empire, why not take a look at Middenland? This untamed land, home to the city of Middenheim, stands at the heart of ancient traditions and fierce warriors. Learn about the proud heritage that has shaped this formidable province into one of the most resilient in the old world. We thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in our next adventure.